Cultural confusion has become a very big part of my life, and without it, my identity would not be the same. I'm an Indian girl, born and raised in Thailand, influenced by Thai culture every step of my life. I've attended an international school, a Christian one in specific, for as long as I can remember. And so, if anything, I've grown even more distant from my true Jain and Indian roots. Like everyone is in this age, I'm heavily influenced by modern society and pop culture that I'm exposed to through the means of social media. So the only real exposure I have to my Indian culture is the presence of it at home and at social events. This is a typical third culture kid situation. Because we grow up away from our motherland, we grow up in an environment that isn't as influenced by the culture of our nationality. Now, this may upset many third culture kids, what I'm going to say right now, but I think that third culture kids, we're all culturally homeless. We don't have any real deep or true cultural roots because of the exposure to many multiple values, beliefs, and ideas. We're confused daily, and we're forced to cherry pick the values that suit our lifestyle the most. Sometimes this is a negative effect. Sometimes it's a positive one. But it is definitely a reality that no third culture kid, no expat can ever escape. Speaking from my own experience, it has been difficult to comprehend the fact that I belong from nowhere. I'm not from India, but at the same time, I'm not from Thailand either. I am just a girl, a simple girl who has meshed the two cultures and has been forced to create her own Indo-Thai version, if you will. And that isn't really a stable identity, if I'm being honest with myself. Because of the lack of a strong and influential cultural presence in my life, I've always felt detached from India. The bond, passion, and love I should have for my motherland, for my country, it's non-existent. I've kind of made my peace with that fact, but it still kind of hurts a little, knowing that I am from nowhere. I'm just a floating person who lives in Thailand, but says she's from India, but says she's from Thailand, but doesn't know where she's from. It's hard to express the distinct and rich heritage of another country when you're living in a country that already has its own distinct and rich heritage. So the most successful way that I have found to express my Indian culture and my Indian roots is through dance, a very vital element of the Indian culture. Many people believe that Indians love dancing and grooving to music, and that assumption is as accurate as can be. When our upbeat music starts playing, our hips automatically start swaying, and that's when our inner Indian trample side is awakened. Dance has always been a very big part of my life, in a cultural way and in a very personal way. Through dance, I've managed to express the emotions and depth of an Indian girl's life in a country abroad. Whether it be at a traditional festival, or at a wedding, or even a social event, we Indians know how to incorporate dance in anything. We can dance anywhere, anytime. Just play some music. For some people, dance is a very common and unimportant form of art. But for me, it's something much, much more than that. For me, dance is a medium through which I'm able to express and awaken my inner Indian and Gujarati roots, those that have been pushed down by the stronger Western and Thai cultures that surround me. Without it, I would have emotionally, as I am already physically, strayed from my true culture way too fast and way too far. The emotions and feelings that dancing to Indian and Bollywood music arouse in me remind me of the beautiful culture and heritage that I am not able to first-handedly enjoy, but still belong to. Everyone holds on to some sort of art form to fill in the empty gaps in their life. Some hold on to literature, some to food, others to music, and for me, it's dance. Just like how normal people worship God, people in India, we worship the cinema. Actors and actresses are treated as our most prized possession, and Bollywood, in a very literal sense, is its own religion, probably the most widespread in India. I can say this with confidence simply because I have felt and shared this compassion and passion that people in India have for Bollywood. Ever since I was a toddler, I have been a huge fan of dancing. I was that girl that would remember every step of a dance by just watching it once. I was that girl that would go up on stage and interrupt someone else's performance because she wants to dance, and I'll go stand in the middle and just do my own little thing. My childhood was largely influenced by Bollywood tunes, and even now, my fondest memories are all somehow related to dance. competing in dance competitions, taking special classes since the age of like 5, winning awards for that skill. I've done it all. Back then, maybe it was just a hobby. But now that I look back and understand the pain of a culturally distant child, I'm able to see past that hobby into the depth of the real meaning of dance, into the depth of the real meaning of dance for me. Once every year, during the months of September and October, comes Navratri, a very famous and 9-day festival that is dedicated to the goddess Durga, one of the most essential deities in the Hindu religion. Known for her ability to defeat evil and welcome good, she's one of the most worshipped and celebrated goddess. During Navratri, different folk dances are performed by different tribal groups, each unique and beautiful in its own different way. As a Gujarati, I've been taught to perform Garba, a traditional folk dance that is performed in concentric circles. And these concentric circles, they also derive from Hindu roots. Because Hindus believe that everything is one cycle, that is why we dance in concentric circles, to symbolize the cycle of life. Since we live abroad and the idea of Navratri isn't so welcomed here, the Indian, Jain, and Gujarati community over in Thailand celebrates Navratri for only 4 nights a year. Dressed in heavy traditional chania cholis and ethnic jewelry, we dance from 10 in the night to 6 in the morning. No breaks. Maybe it's just the music, the classical folk music that groups from India specifically fly in to sing, that makes us move. When the music starts playing, I can feel my inner Gujarati waking up. I can truly sense my Indian side. You forget everything else around you. You forget where you are. You just see the people around you, the familiar faces. And you forget everything, and you only remember one thing, that you're still Indian. It's one of my favorite festivals, and I've never missed even one Navratri in my life. Who cares if the SATs the next day? Who cares if you're sick? You're still gonna go. Dancing with these strangers, I feel a sense of familiarity and home. Somehow, through our dance and our music, we feel united, connected to one another. It's the one time each year that the significance and togetherness of the Gujarati Jain community is visible to me. And it's the one time I'm able to feel at home with the community I have always felt unwelcomed in. Dance is more than just a form of art for me. It is the simplest definition of my Indian heritage. It's not been passed down to me, and so it's my only personal connection that I have to India. It's something that I've not inherited, but rather constructed for myself. In the beginning, it was merely just a hobby. Over time, dance became my culture, whether it be Indian dance or Thai dance or even Western hip-hop dance. It evolved into something much more than a hobby. All the nights spent dancing away to traditional folk music, all the hours spent dancing to Bollywood tunes behind the locked door of my bedroom, it brought me closer to the culture and beauty of India, something I thought that I would never be able to enjoy. I, just like every other culturally distant child and confused person, have learned to cling on to one thing so that we can keep our national identity alive amongst the chaos of exposure to multiple cultures. The rowdy tunes of Navratri still brings together the older and newer generations. The contemporary beats of Bollywood remind me and emphasize a very prominent pop culture, and the moody moves of Garba remind me of my motherland that I may be physically distant from, but never emotionally detached from. Thank you.